retire from every session.
Are
I'm
we
in a
just
Red
starting?
Bull. Yeah, I'm in a Red Bull, so I didn't mean to, but I'll retire
Nice.
from every session.
Oh, come on, I need a teammate.
I'm sorry. Who's
Not being a
who's
very good
about?
team player there, Emerson.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
he's
but
like on
not.
Red Bull. I can't
I'm
join.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I guess I'll just.
I'll give everybody who
You could-
tried to start. Oh, never mind. I can't give points like that. Damn.
Oh, it's
One
we,
point.
first
we
half.
can just give everybody points, I guess.
I'll give. I'll give everybody. Yeah, everybody who tried to get in after 10th place will get 1 point.
I encourage everyone to look at the race weather.
So hello. Oh no, it's
Oh.
active.
The track is pretty quiet at the moment.
Wanna
Perhaps
try
we
that
should
one
get out
again?
there and get a few
Wanna
laps
try
in.
that again, Emerson? Pillars and beams, pillars and beams. Sounds like a brick and mortar store. Pillars and beams.
Alright, hello Facebook Live, welcome. We're here at the Hungary Ring. This is a blast. We have a new season on our hands. Alright. See if we can get into the lobby. So we have a bunch of new drivers. We have a bunch of new drivers here to start the season, and a bunch of reserve drivers. We did just spend the past 40 minutes trying to get this lobby set up and underway, but hopefully we finally got it. We're here for our 18-minute qualifying session. The track is open for business. We're now a couple minutes into the session. Yep. So one of the new drivers for the season, we have Christian here in the Toro Rosso. How about Dan returning in the Alfa Romeo? We have Pillars, who's also is named Dan, but we'll be referring to him as Pillars. He is driving the Ferrari. Little Devil, or Freddy. And around he goes in the Toro Rosso, just as we go and spectate him. Oof. That's a rough one to start the session, but no worries, that's just a wasted set of tires. Yeah, turn 5 it is at the top of the hill. It is treacherous. All these drivers. Yeah. How about Volcanic making a return? He's in the Ferrari. How about Steven in the Racing Point? He is a reserve driver for Larry, who unfortunately can't make it tonight. Unforeseen circumstances and family-related issues. Won't get into detail about that. But we hope the best for Larry and hope to see him back on the track soon. But until then, how about Steven on the track, and around he goes as we have Colton, who set the top of the chart lap time, a 118.504. We wait for other drivers to... Yep, there goes Pillars to the top of the chart, a 117.239. Volcanic goes third quickest, a 118.778. How about Christian going third quickest?
Right. Emerson, I was able to join.
Oh,
Hopefully you'll load into one in the race. Alright, hopefully you can load into one in the race. Hopefully. We have a caution in... Yeah, hopefully
I was able to join, so if I'm not going to be put in the Red Bull because you're taking it, so could my points today just go for it?
I'll put your points and Zesty's points to the teams that they belong to. Alright, how about David going 6th quickest? And we have Robert going 2nd quickest. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. Yeah. So some people have the same number, but that's fine. As long as the teammates don't have the same number, that's all I care about. Because then I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. There goes Ryan going 8th quickest. So right now we have 8 times on the chart. More drivers are coming through. We have the McLaren of Markle coming to the start finish straight. 8 times on the chart. Markle goes 2nd quickest. A 1:17.906. So our chart goes Pillars, Markle, Ben, Robert, Colton, Christian, Volcanic, David, Ryan, and we have 7 drivers still waiting to take lap times. We have 2 drivers on out laps, 2 drivers on timed laps. How about our New Zealander, Troy Salter, making a return to F1. He missed the entirety of last season, but he's back in an F1 car. He's driving a Mercedes. How about Foursquare going 2nd quickest? A 1:17.532. And how about Troy Salter, top of the chart? A 1:16.695. And at Mercedes. So how about our 2-time series champion Dan in the Alfa Romeo? How about Freddie in the Toro Rosso back out on the track once again after taking a spin through turn 5? We have the Racing Point of Steven back out on the track after a spin on his timed lap. And how about Rollo making a return here in the Renault? We're still waiting on Octane to come out. He is on his way out of the pit lane now. So we'll see Octane take to the track in just a moment. How about we go on board with Steven for a timed lap here at Hungary?
Okay, we can take you this lap.
So 11 drivers have taken time here in our 18-minute session. We have 10 minutes and 10.5 minutes remaining here in qualifying. How about a purple Sector 2 for the Racing Point? All eyes on Steven as he rounds Sector 3. Through the final corner, trying to keep it tight to that inside barrier. On to the start finish straight we go. He'll go 4th quickest, a 1:17.848 for the Racing Point. So Octane starting his timed lap.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:17.
We'll have Dan coming around. Oh, Little Devil Freddy, he went 12th quickest, a 1:19.844. How about Dan? Here he comes onto the start finish straight. 2-time series champ, goes 7th quickest. Next we have Rollo going 15th, or is 15th right now, coming through the final corner. Where will he end up on the chart? He's using ERS mode 4 through the final corner down to start finish straight. Rollo will go 9th quickest. And Octane, the last driver to take time in this session. The Octane working his way through the final sector now.
That's me letting people go by. See one more
And Octane onto the start finish straight. He'll go 6th quickest, a 1:17.957. Not bad for not being in the car for a few weeks. A nice welcome back. He'll go 6th quickest. So now all 16 drivers have taken time, but there's a lot of drivers out on track. Let's catch up with Pillars, who's on a timed lap right now, trending into green, but he's about 8/10 off of the fastest lap, or I'm sorry, 6/10 off the fastest lap. Let's see if Pillars can get that pole time. He's not in the party. And how about Ben, top of the chart? Markle top stat! A 116.590 top of the chart for the McLaren. Topping the Rocket Williams of Ben. He'll go second quickest. Just 3 100ths quicker than Troy. And Pillars, he does not improve on his lap time, as there is a swerving Ferrari in front of him.
Go ahead, Octane. Or Boom. Iger.
And now we're on board with our very consistent 4 square. Very consistent, very smooth. Almost never puts a tire wrong on any F1 circuit he takes to. Running on board with 4 square. Had a lot of podium finishes last season, but more importantly had 3 wins. Let's see if we can improve on that win total through this season. 4 square in the Red Bull. His teammate Many thinks also in Red Bull. He won't be in the Red Bull for tonight's event by my mistake in the lobby. We'll see what he appears
will still
in.
go to Red Bull, right?
Yes, your points will still go to Red Bull. I'll have to remember that, but yes.
Yeah. I really hope so.
Also, in real life F1, because now we actually have more than 10 people, the fastest lap point will only be awarded if like the person set the fastest lap is in the top 10. Will we
Right, yes. Yes, the fastest lap point is still up for grabs every week, but that person must get points in the race to get the fastest lap point.
Alright.
How about David returning, still looking for his first career EWRL F1 Series victory. Let's see if it comes here at the Hungary ring right now, 7th on the chart in that Rocket Williams. He'll be heading into the pit lane. Let's ride on board with our 2-time series champion, Dan. Dan had the luxury of not winning a championship this past season and letting his brother take a title. And now the Park brothers continue to make their own here in this EWRL F1 series, going 3 for 3 on the championships. Obviously, Dan with 2, Ben with his own last season. Will anybody challenge the Parks this season? We'll figure that one out. Oh, and around goes Dan, trying to keep the Alfa Romeo under control. Finds himself in the grass just outside the gravel trap there. I believe that is turn 9. Or, sorry, 10. Oof. On board with Rolo making a return. He looked very speedy in the exhibition race last Sunday with the 1970s F1 cars. And how about Troy Salter back at it again, top of the charts, a 1:16.496 with just under 4 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. So we have Troy, Markle, Ben, the top of the chart. We expected these top 3. How about 4 square sat 4? Maybe expect him to get bumped down a couple spots just because of Troy making a return. But how about Pillars in the top 5?
We're 16th in the speed trap, 200.
Pillars comes out right in front of the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, I'd really hate that for you. I really hope you can. I really hope you can race. Looks like the Dans are getting into it there in qualifying. The Alfa Romeo was on a flyer, and the Ferrari was on an outlap, and kind of sat there for half a lap. I don't think it was intentional, but we'll seek it out. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the session. Towards the back of the grid, you have Volcanic. Right now sat 15th, seeing if he can improve. Looks like he's getting ready to go on a timed lap here. That's right on board. Don't forget, yeah, pit road speed is a thing.
I was going 50.5, okay?
On board with the Ferrari right now, sat 15th on the chart. Let's see if it can improve. Markle, Foursquare, they're on outlaps. You see the racing point of Steven, rookie to the season and a reserve driver on the season for now. Steven sat 8th right in front of this Ferrari. Let's catch up with Pillars, who's on the timed lap right now, trending in the green. Can he maybe get 4th? That's what he's looking at right now, as Foursquare's on an outlap. Pillars coming off of the final corner. He will get to 4th with a 116.762. And how about that? The top 4 all in the 116 bracket, all within 0.3 of a second. Foursquare on a timed lap. Let's see if he can take 4th back. And the Ferrari will not take part
30 seconds left in the session.
in another lap. Oh, it's gonna be close. I don't think Dan's gonna make it. He is on it. You see the Mercedes giving way. Oh no, he's not gonna make it. Oh, you hate to see it. Troy did just barely get a timed lap off. So here comes the Alfa Romeo of Dan. He will not get another in. The Mercedes is heading into the pit lane. Here comes Foursquare. He will not improve on the time. I'll take a Renault with him.
Around goes the smoke.
Yeah. Please don't go into the pit lane after your time is expired. Oh, Mother McLaren just caught up on a slow Toro Rosso. Let's see if it keeps his lap. Oh, he's already trending in the red. He's got to do something magical here in this final sector. He's catching up on the race point. He's going wide through the corner. The racing point gives way. Let's see, Markle through the final corner. He's used a lot of ERS. Down to start finish straight. Does not look like he will improve. Yeah, he would not improve on that time. Racing point is done. And that looks like everybody, because Troy has no other competitors. He doesn't even have to try, just really keeping the tires underway. That's Troy, top of the charts, and we'll start on the pole for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
I'll take it.
How about that? We have Troy, Ben, Markle, Pillars, Foursquare, David, Octane, Steven, Rolo, Dan, your top 10. After that, we have Robert, Christian, Colton, Freddie, Volcanic, Ryan, rounding out the rest of the grid. We're hoping we can get many things in Zesty in here to give us an 18-car grid. Let's see what happens. Looks like they are readied up.
Oh.
Hopefully, at least gives him a random car or something.
Anything.
Right.
Anything would be good. Hey, I'm in.
All right.
Got a McLaren.
All right.
good luck,
You're
everybody.
in, but Zesty, you're in. All right.
Oh, son of a
Oh wow, the
biscuit eater.
heavy wets.
Rain, go away.
That's what
Is it gonna be a blast, boys? All right.
Yeah.
No.
Many things. Since you're right behind me, just know I'm gonna try to retire before the formation lap. I'll try to go on the start and pull off to the left side.
Alright.
Okay, our system checks are good.
Well, I was excited
To stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
All right. Well, I didn't mean to take part in the formation lap.
Yeah.
But
We'll draw
so
up at the end.
the formation lap, I'm gonna try to go through the starting lineup through the pause menu, cause your boy messed up. It's okay. It's first race of the season, but here we go.
Can't
Let's go
believe you
through the
just said
starting lineup. Row 1, we have the Mercedes of Troy Salter starting alongside of him. Our defending series champion Ben. Row 2, we have Markle in the McLaren and starting alongside of him. We'll have Pillars in the Ferrari. Row 3, we'll have Foursquare in the Red Bull and starting alongside of him, David in the Williams. Row 4, we'll have Octane in the Haas and Steven in the Racing Point. Row 5, we'll have Rolo in the Renault. And alongside of him, we'll have Dan in the Alfa Romeo. Row 6, we'll have Robert in the Renault and Christian in the Toro Rosso. Row 7, we have Colton in the Mercedes and Freddie in the Toro Rosso. Row 8, we have Volcanic in the Ferrari and Ryan in the Haas. Row 9, we'll have Hector in the Racing Point, and alongside of him we'll have Many Things in the McLaren. They both did not get a chance to qualify.
Please and thank you.
So how about an 18 driver grid to kick
Yeah,
things
you-
off here at the Hungarian Grand
First
Prix?
lap.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, you know those breaking points that you've been practicing so much. Yeah, just bring those all the way back.
Forget about it.
Yeah,
Forget
all
about
those dry races. Yeah, screw
all
them.
that
They're
practice.
gone.
Yeah,
them 45 laps of practice. Forget
All
about
that practice means fuck all now.
So how
Yeah,
about
they
this? We have a
qualifying
mix.
means nothing.
We have a mix of current drivers, returning drivers, and new drivers. This is going to be a blast here at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Oh,
35
no.
laps of absolute madness in heavy, wet conditions.
Boys.
No ramming, okay? Just don't ram people.
What?
That'll be good.
I hear someone use my name in the word wreck in the same sentence.
it. Many things go
Oh
for it.
jeez.
Oh.
All right, many things go around my car. I've retired. Please
Yeah, I
go
got
around
it.
the car.
Yeah.
Here you go. And we've got 5 red lights. And it is lights out. And away we go. Everybody's trying to get the traction on their tires. How about the Mercedes trying to clear the rest
Oh,
of the
no,
grid? All you
forget it.
see, the rooster tails. Oh, crashing in the back. I'm sorry.
Up and
Around
just
around
quickly.
goes the Toro Rosso. That's Christian going around. He takes out a Williams with him. That's David. Oh, and there's Dan in the Alfa Romeo.
And bro, these cars in the way. Can't see crap.
All right.
2014
You see all the
race
rooster
vibes.
tails, and now the drivers working their way up to the top of the hill. Everybody queued up in a train. So how about Troy leading us over Ben and Markle, the top 3 very rough conditions of 3 very talented drivers, and Ben cuts the chicane.
That's a
So
strong
I'm
start.
up to 9.
And around goes Freddie in that Toro Rosso trying to get back going. So how about Back here to battle for 11th, we have Robert trying to hold off Hector. How about Hector, who started towards the rear of the grid? He did a lot of practice this week, already working up the inside of Robert. And how about Hector already up 7 spots from where he started? And how about this? Many things in that McLaren, up 9 spots from where he started. So, I'm sorry, Troy with the fastest lap on the opening lap, a 141.099. That's on the heavy wet compounds.
But they were called full wet.
Is my Red Bull? Is my Red Bull just gonna stay?
Is useless.
Yeah, I retired. Is he just gonna stay here the whole race?
I guess so.
I rest my case.
It means no overtakes in turn 2.
Yeah, nobody go wide through turn 1. You'll find a sitting Red Bull.
Or instead a sitting duck.
Ooh. So, how about Rolo, who qualified 9th, but right now up to 5th. This is what we expected, because remember, back on the exhibition race this past Sunday, Rolo was pretty fast. He was able to contend with Ben, again, our defending series champ, and so it doesn't really surprise me that he's up here in the 5th position, trying to gain on the group in front of him. How about Pillars, who's dropped back to the 6th position, but holding his own there. Octane, I'm a little surprised. He spent so much time out of the race car, and now just jumps right back in. It's a Haas here in Hungary, and he's up in 7th. In very treacherous conditions, hasn't lost any spots from where he started. How about the battle for 12th? You have the Mercedes and the Racing Point going toe-to-toe. Troy with the fastest lap, a 1:35.729 on the heavy wet compound.
Wait, who else is in the Racing Point? Zesty? Okay, Zesty.
Steven and Hector, yep, you two are in the Racing Point. We have David heading into the pit lane there in the Williams.
Red Bull goes wide.
How about many things? 11 positions up from where he started. And he's quickly gaining on the Haas of Octane.
I'm in the middle of something. That was not a good time. Please.
How about Volcanic right now in the 5th position? Or I'm sorry, in the 10th position, up 5 spots from where he started. Nice for that Ferrari. Looks like at the moment it's a double points race for the Ferrari, and I believe that and the McLarens. Oh no, many things is not actually racing for McLaren. He's racing for the Red Bull. So a double points day for Red Bull. Yeah. Oh, that's not. Oh my God, it's still out there. The marshals don't want to go out onto the track. It is pouring rain.
I can't blame them.
Yeah, the little footsies might get wet after all.
They're volunteers after all, they don't get paid.
How
for
about
this.
working lap 4 of 35? DRS is not a factor because the track is so wet and it would be unsafe to have these drivers open up their back wings.
Yellow flag.
But if it were the case... If it were the case, we're already on lap 4 of 35, and Troy has already opened up nearly a 2-second gap. It's 1.7 seconds now to our defending series champion, Ben. Ben actually now under attack from the driver who rivaled him for the championship, Markle. As they go up the hill through turn 5, they go very treacherous in the heavy, wet conditions. This could be considered torrential rain. Now, Formula 1 2019 has safety cars that can be deployed if the conditions are very, very bad.
Those pillars.
Very torrential rain. It has happened before.
Pillars is off.
Pillars went off.
The pillars went off.
The tyre situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now.
There's a caution in Sector 1 that's still the Red Bull.
Oh, an Octane.
Just ignore that. Octane's gone off. He'll go back to 7. How about many things up into the 6th position? as I believe Pillars has made a pit stop.
He spawned.
Oh, he went off. Oh, wow. But Troy with a 135.626, that's the fastest lap in the Mercedes. Yeah, but Pillars was up in the top 5 and is now back to the 12th position. We hope he can make that up and now into the pit lane.
Oh, wow, okay. Thank you.
Maybe a moment between the McLaren and the Haas going toe-to-toe. That's many things in Octane. And Marco's still working over the gearbox of the Williams, but as Ben, of all people, starts to queue up a group of cars, Foursquare becomes a factor there in the 4th position in that Red Bull. Oh, we got a big group of cars back here for the 7th position. Octane in the Haas kind of has the whole grid in check behind him. He's got Steven, and he's got Volcanic and Hector, all in a group of cars, and around goes one of the racing points. That's Hector, who's able to keep it under control. How about Robert up into the point position of 10th?
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Nice mid-pack battle here. Just like we would have in real life here, led by the Haas over the Racing Point, the Ferrari, the Renault, and the other Racing Point. Side by side, here we go for the 8th position. Volcanic around the outside. Hector trying to keep it down on the inside. Through turn 3 we go. Side by slide, slipping and sliding. The Racing Point looks to the inside. Through turn 4, all nice and smooth. Up the hill to turn 5. Through the hairpin, or the carousel as you call it. On the way down to the chicane down here. Octane trying to hold on to that spot. Everybody going over the higher raised curbing on the inside. And there goes a Racing Point off behind them. That's the 11th place Racing Point, Hector. Now Volcanic all over the gearbox of the Haas. Oh! Octane trying to keep that Haas under control. How about the Ferrari looking to the inside? This is 2 Ferrari engines going toe-to-toe for 7th. Now look at Volcanic up the right side. Octane not giving up easily. Holding the inside. Oh, he hits the curbing on the inside. He's going to go wide. Trying to keep the car under control is Octane. In that Haas. And now the Ferrari up to the 7th position. Octane struggling a little bit now. Down 2 spots from where he started. And now the Renault's gone by. That's Robert in that Renault. Octane just trying to keep the car in one piece. What a group of cars we got here going up. Oh, the Ferrari's in the grass. How about the Renault going to 7th?
Sorry, Zesty.
Safety car,
Oh, and there's been a retirement. That's the Mercedes. And a safety car has been deployed. Oh, a huge accident here in turn 5. The Mercedes has gone straight off.
Reduce your pace.
And everybody's still on the lead lap. This is going to bunch the grid back up once again. We'll have 17 cars queued up behind the safety car. Very unfortunate start to the season for the Mercedes. I believe that is Colton. The Renault into the pit lane, that would be Rolo. Anybody follow suit into the pit lane? How about Renault teammate? Oh, Robert heading into the pit lane. Hopefully the stacking isn't too bad. The first Renault driver is gone. Here comes the second. This could be our first instance of stacking coming into a play here. And the team is there just in time. My goodness, they got him out very quick. The Racing Point of Steven into the pit lane already down in the grid. Fitting on a set of inters. So people trying things here. We'll see how it goes.
Jeff's our this all enters.
Both Renaults and the Racing Point on intermediates. And now here comes the Toro Rossos. The Toro Rossos are going to stack. That's our first moment of stacking. They're fixing the front wing on the Toro Rosso. They're already towards the rear of the grid, so it's not as big of an issue, I believe. There goes one Toro Rosso and the Williams. Oh!
A new strategy is available on
That might not be a safe release on the Williams.
Understood, copy that.
And there goes the Toro Rosso, down and away. So, queued up behind the safety car, we have the Mercedes of Troy. Let's see if he pits for inters in the coming laps. He stays out, knowing track position is most beneficial here. But how about our defending series champion Ben bringing it in? Markle's bringing it in. Many things is going to stack, knowingly he sees his teammate in front of him pit.
Now. 2 stops.
Or his interim teammate. But we have Ben, Markle, Foursquare, many things, Volcanic, Octane, and Hector all in the pit lane.
Exit.
This is really going to benefit Rolo, who's already pitted.
Almost got you.
So Markle and Foursquare come out third and fourth. Ben comes out fifth. Volcanic sixth. I'm sorry, Roberts goes by Volcanic. Volcanic's right now seventh. Then we have Octane, Many Things, Hector coming out of the pit lane together. On pit lane we have Ryan, Pillars, and Dan also coming through the pit lane. So Steven goes up to the 11th position, followed by Ryan, Pillars, Dan, and then David back into the pit
You're
lane.
doing well out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
And Christian will stay out. So a lot of drivers opting for intermediates, but our race leader Troy Salter on the heavy wets, working our first safety car period of the season. Everybody behind Troy is on intermediates until the 15th position. Christian is on wet tires that are 1 lap old. Safety car is in turn 12. I'm sorry, turn 13. Now the safety car is in the final corner. So we get ready to work our first restart of the Formula 1 2019 game, our Ewrl F1 Season 4 season. So I believe we have everybody through 11th position queued up. Still waiting on the Haas and the Ferrari to queue up, along with the Alfa Romeo. And here comes Christian in from on the wets. I don't believe he'll be able to queue up on time. We'll have the Toro Rosso and the Williams try to queue up. It'll be a while before they can queue up with the safety car at this pace. Troy just trying to keep that front nose clean without hitting the back end of the safety car. So everybody through the 14th position is queued up to the safety car. We still have both Toro Rossos and one of the Williams in Sector 1.
Okay,
The safety car will be going in this lap. So we have 14 drivers queued up.
Remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can see except the guy in first.
And here we go. Troy's going to lead the queue back to green flag conditions. Green flag back in the air. We're racing at the Hungaroring.
Okay, clear.
Troy trying to fend off Rolo. Rolo gonna get very aggressive. He locks up the tires on the inside of the Mercedes. Troy trying to keep room. How about Markle looking to the inside? Rolo goes through for the race lead. Markle trying to keep the McLaren under control, looking to the right side of the Mercedes now. He's going wide now. Foursquare can have a go at the McLaren. And they all fall into line. All lined up, second through fifth. Troy, Markle, Foursquare, Ben. Four very clean, very talented racers.
Sorry.
Foursquare trying to look on the McLaren, and Ben trying to just hold on to this queue. Ben going all over the curbing. How about Robert joining the queue of the very talented? And around goes the Red Bull. The first mistake from Foursquare.
Our gap behind is 5.1
I don't know, man.
seconds.
There was a gap there. I went for the gap. I was on Marcus' butt.
And now Foursquare just trying to hold on to 1 point for the moment. I don't believe Foursquare received any damage as of my knowledge. Just a spin. Volcanic into the fourth position now as Troy is falling down the grid. Ben has gone by for fifth. And how about Rolo, the fastest lap? A 1:34.048 on the intermediate compound. How about Volcanic into the fourth position? Under attack from the Williams. He has to take evasive action to not destroy the gearbox of the Ferrari.
Dude, I can't see.
And Ben now all over the gearbox of Volcanic. He is getting tired of being held up by the Ferrari, trying to find a way around him. And now Ben in a Ferrari sandwich. Looks to have a go into the chicane, has to keep the car under the brakes. And oh, there goes Robert off into the grass. Was on the podium for the moment, and now all the way back to the seventh position. And now Volcanic onto the podium, but he is being hunted by the defending series champ.
I'm sorry, Zesty, for that bump.
Oh, and Troy on the wet tires is falling all the way down the grid. He may fall out of points. He is holding up a queue of cars. Here goes the racing point of Hector. Looking around the outside. Oh, clear, and around goes the other racing point. That's Steven going around. Possibly contact with Dan. There may be front wing damage on that racing point. Very little front wing damage, but there is some. And Pro makes his way into the pit lane. Troy says enough is enough of these wet tires on to put on the intermediates. All the way back in the 14th position. Don't know why he didn't pit under the safety car. Well, he was trying to hold on to track position. That's why he didn't pit, but wow, how that backfired. So back up front, we have Rolo leading the Grand Prix 1.4 seconds out in front of Markle. Can the McLaren chase down the Renault? Many things up to the 5th position and must have made contact with the Ferrari. And how about many things all the way up in the 5th position? Now working to try to catch the faster of the two Ferraris' pillars. And Ben right now on the podium. I never thought I'd see a day where Ben would just have to settle for a podium, but today might just be that day. As Ben under attack now from the Ferrari of Pillars. Down the front straightaway they go. Pillars looks to the inside. Trying not to lock up under braking. Keeps it nice and tight to the gearbox of the Williams. So now the gap between the Renault and the McLaren at the front of the grid, 1.1 seconds. Markle is closing the gap on Rollo. Markle does have slightly fresher tires by 1 lap over the Renault.
Okay, I think the track will be drying out quite soon.
The Renault pitted on the very
Your
first
tyres.
lap at a safety car, while Markle pitted on the second lap. How about Volcanic falling another spot now? This one to Hector in the racing point. Hector making a nice recovery from, I believe, was outside the top 10 up to 7th now.
Okay, the weather's certainly eased off for the time being, but we've still got a lot of standing water out
21
there.
laps to go
Happy for you
here at the
stay on
Hungaro
the
ring.
for now. Caution, caution. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
So now Markle maintaining the gap between the Renault and the McLaren up front. Trying to close it even more. DRS would not be a factor in the rain. And now Pillars all over the gearbox of the Williams, pressuring Ben into making a mistake. Of all people, will Pillars be able to pressure our defending series champ? All over the gearbox of that Williams. Ben as cool as a cucumber. Markle's brought the gap down to just 1 second on Vareno. Octane and Dan, this is the battle for 1 point between the Alfa Romeo and the Haas. Octane goes by 1 point to the Haas for the moment. still raining.
Yes, Emerson. It is.
It's not raining as hard, but it's raining.
It's still raining though.
Yeah, I know. Should just go away by now.
Octane's gone wide. Dan trying to get him back. Marco all over the gearbox of the Renault now. Brought the gap down to half a second. Trying to close even more with Slipstream. Got at one point to 0.4 of a second. The Toro Rosso has gone one lap down. That is Christian giving way to the lead lap cars. Very respectable.
Caution, caution.
Foursquare Volcanic going toe-to-toe for 8th. Foursquare trying to hold on to the spot. Volcanic goes by.
I'm trying to take the spot. He's doing a good job.
That's right, Volcanic's been dropping down the grid a little bit. But yeah, this is another episode of Foursquare trying to pass many things. Now he's just trying to pass Volcanic.
You wonder why I picked him for my teammate, right? Team orders. No.
Battery charge is low. If we turn down the ERS,
Valtteri,
And-
let Hamilton by.
And now the McLaren stalking the gearbox of the Renault. Marco is right there. Can he pressure Rollo into making a mistake? Now Rollo trying to break the slipstream.
I was gonna say it's
And it has now stopped raining. Now the track should be drying up. Will these drivers need to go to slick tires before the end of this? It should. There is 18 laps remaining. But we shall see how quick the track dries up. And now, was the rain the great equalizer? Will we see drivers start to become exposed on a dry racetrack? Rollo holding his own, holding it steady at 0.5 of a second. Oh, and Rollo's gone wide. Markle trying to capitalize. Now they're going side by side to turn 13. Rollo holding on. It's 0.3 of a second down the front straightaway. Markle all over that gearbox trying to slipstream down to 0.2 of a second. Less than 0.2 of a second. But McLaren all over the gearbox trying to find a way around Renault. Still all over him, but can't find a way to get a little more power on the Renault.
Yellow flag.
Keep locking up.
How about a 3-car battle for the 8th position? Foursquare trying to hold off Volcanic, and now Octane. He wants more points.
He's
Dan now all over the Haas, trying to get some points. The battle for third rages on. The Ferrari finally on the Williams. Pillars goes right on by Ben. Ben trying to find a way back.
The track is drying. Let us know when it's time for slicks.
I don't know how I feel.
Plus 1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target plus 1.
Now Rolo's been able to open up the gap a little bit to the McLaren. Up to 0.8 of a second. Pillar's now starting to gap Ben in the Williams. Pillars in the Ferrari. Many things may have a go at Ben.
Hat and GoPro. I have one of those.
Okay, clear.
Goddamn Christians. Yeah, I appreciate that, thanks.
Now Volcanic has a whole queue of cars once again. He's got the Haas, the Mercedes, the Alfa Romeo. He's got the Williams, all queued up behind his Ferrari.
Gap to car in
Here
front
comes
is
Octane looking to the
8.8
right side.
seconds.
He said enough is enough. Trying to find a way around the Ferrari
You're pulling out a
and
second
trying to
lap
keep
from the
it
car
down
behind
there as they go side by side off of turn number 1. Oh, and Volcanic's had a moment. Finally, somebody trying to find a way around him has gotten physical with him. It's now side by side with the Mercedes up the hill.
Whoa! Who's in the Renault? Close call there.
Looks like Robert might have had a moment off the racetrack.
Almost pulled a Vettel.
And only really you.
I don't know what the best tire is right now.
Troy desperately trying to find it. Around goes the Williams. That's David.
Mm-hmm.
And David holding up the lap car of the Williams. But now Volcanic getting taken out of the points position. He's been holding up this group of cars all day. There goes the Renault into the pit lane.
We're boxing this lap.
And now Dan will have a go at the Ferrari. So everybody who was queued up behind the Ferrari has now found a way around the Ferrari. The Ferrari back to 11th. But everybody, Foursquare, Troy, Octane, Dan, all trying to find a way around the Ferrari. They finally get him out of the way. And now they can race. Exactly what I'm doing. Get fast. Maybe I won't
don't
bully.
think the line is really dry enough yet to start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a while longer.
How about a nice quiet run at the
There's a
moment now for
yellow flag
Hector
ahead.
in the 6th position. About 18 seconds off the race
A
lead.
new strategy is
but
available
holding
on
his
the
own.
MFD. Got that confirmed?
Many things right now in 5th. Still trying to have a go at Ben as the track dries and dries even more. Oh! Many things end up breaking a lunge at Ben. I don't know if that was intentional of a lunge, but Ben with the crossover goes right on by for 4th. Foursquare into the pit lane. Oh, locks up the tires, trying to get down the pit road speed. And it's about that time. Foursquare, the first driver to fit a set of slick tires. It's on the medium. I'm sorry. David has as well, along with Freddie, towards the rear of the grid. But Freddie actually had an excursion off the track. He'll be replacing our front wing and putting on a set of softs. Christian fits a set of softs. Oh, and the Ferrari gets back out in front of the Alfa Romeo. Dan's like, oh, brother, another go at this Ferrari. Oh, and Dan's going to have a moment. He catches the car. That was scary. And now we have a mix of wet and slick tires on V Racetrack. The top 7 on inters. Then we have 8th through 11th on mediums. 12th and 13th on inters, 14th on mediums, 15th on inters, 16th and 17th on softs. And here comes the grid. The Renault is in.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is
The McLaren is in.
Sorry about all the bumper
And
crits.
away he goes.
Okay, clear.
The Ferrari's in. Oh, he's got to wait for safe release. Oh, that sucks for the Ferrari. The McLaren's in. Along with the Williams. Ben had to wait big time for a safe release. So many things will jump Ben in the pit lane. Marco now gapped by 2.8 seconds over the Renault, and there's actually a lap car in the way. That is a Toro Rosso.
Caution, caution.
It'll still be there next week.
We pretty much burned off.
And now everybody but the Renault has pitted for a set of slick tires. Now the Renault is coming into the pits. Oh, and the Toro Rosso has gone off.
VSC deployed. The virtual
Marco was
safety
near
car
that, and the
has been deployed.
VSC has been deployed.
Keep a positive delta here. Slow down. Maintain a positive delta.
Oh, and David's retired from the session. Again, it's slick tires on a dry racetrack. I believe David just pulled it into the pit lane. No, David's pulled it into the pit lane like forever.
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately. VSC ending. We're going green.
They're still working the
Maintain
VSC
positive
here.
delta
Rollo
until the
leads
green
over
flags.
Markle, Pillars, many things, Ben, and we're back to racing. Green flag back in air, back to green flag conditions around the circuit. Well, we had 2 retirements. Brought out a VSC.
Green flag.
We have Foursquare set 6 over Hector, Octane, Troy, Dan, the top 10. Volcanic just outside of points at 11th. Steven sat 12th.
6.3 seconds.
And Robert, 13th, the final driver on the lead lap, about to be caught by his teammate. But Ryan sat 14th, 1 lap down, and Christian 16th, 2 laps down. He should be gaining that spot on the Williams anytime soon. The race leader goes by, and Markle is closing. The race leader's on a set of softs. Can the race leader go to the end on a set of softs? While Markle most likely can go to the end on his set of mediums. And Markle, purple all around. Was that the fastest lap? It does not say. It still doesn't tell me. But yeah, Ben has set the fastest lap by 1:21.808. It's not giving me the notifications anymore that anyone has set fastest lap.
1 second.
And now Hector set the now Troy has set the fastest lap. But 1:20.108. Oh, and the Renault has crashed. Very treacherous conditions. The track is transitioning.
Yellow flag.
Ben crashed. Rest in peace.
And it looks like the Renault is off the track. We stay green.
Everyone lost that first.
And now Rolo has set the fastest lap. 119.593. It's almost like qualifying out here. Everybody's setting faster laps.
For
Many
real.
things right now set fourth and Ben into the pit lane.
He crashed.
Oh no, there's damage to the Williams. He might not even get points. Our defending series champ might not even get points in his first race of the next season. Troy even faster, a 119.581. Ben is down and away right now, still sat 10th, but Octane goes by for 10th. I believe Octane had an incident though. He was stopped on the racetrack a lap or so ago. And wow, very shocking that Ben, of all people, may not even get points. Now he is 11th, and there's still time remaining in the race, but we will see. And Rolo again with the fastest lap, a 119.562.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after
Markle
the tires.
trying to close
We
that
won't be
gap.
making another pit stop.
1.6 seconds, then around goes Markle! No, he was trying just a little too hard. He can get back going, but he may not even be able to hold on to that podium. And now, when Markle eventually pits, that's going to allow anyone in the top 4 could be a first-time winner in EWRL once Markle pits, as many things will take over that third position when Markle eventually does pit, and Hector will go by. And what a mistake. Markle, understandably, was trying very hard to catch Rolo, and just tried a little too hard and caught the curbing at the wrong spot through turn 4. Very treacherous corner on a just newly dried racetrack. And Markle into the pit lane, fitting a set of softs, replacing the front wing. And is down and away, all the way back to the 7th position, maybe even 8th. He should actually get out in front of the Alfa Romeo. Oh, wow. They'll be racing into turn 1, but looks like Markle will have the go with fresher and softer tires. So, with 7 laps remaining in the Hungarian Grand Prix, the very delayed by 40-minute Hungarian Grand Prix,
Okay, the safety car
Rolo
out.
is leading, and there's a safety car deployed!
To form up at a reduced pace. Keep it close.
Oh!
Don't
And
fight.
then
Make
later,
sure to
Rolo
keep it
runs into the
positive.
racing point! Oh no! He should get to the pit lane quick. He has a large gap. He might still be able to salvage his position with everybody having to go at a reduced rate of speed, but the racing point just crashed, and the race leader, Rolo, ran straight into the racing point. That's Steven he ran into, and they're both in the pit lane now. And now Pillars takes over the
Okay,
race
slow down,
lead
slow down.
under the
Your
safety
delta is
car.
negative, which which means
with
you're
6
too
laps
fast to
remaining in the
reduce
Grand
race.
Prix. They fixed the front wing. Rollo right now sat second. Manythings speeding down the front straightaway, followed by Hector. Manythings goes to second. Hector to third. Foursquare trying to get fourth. He'll do so. And wow, what a race. Our race leader with 7 laps to go. The safety car comes out. He comes out in 5th. Markle with a fresh front wing and fresh soft tires may be able to do something. Sat 6th. Volcanic right now up to 7. Troy heads the pit lane along with Dan and Ben. Not exactly sure what the safety car is for, but my guess might... my guess might be the racing point going around.
Another turn 5, the AI for Christian was really slow and then he made contact with me.
Is that what it was for?
Possibly, because it came out immediately after we made contact.
Did you get damage?
Yeah, I took damage. I have yellow wing now.
Oof. And now Manythings will be trying hard to hold on to that second position. Must have made contact with the retired, the lap car of Christian.
It was going 50 miles an hour in turn 5 in the middle of the track.
So the safety car out here
Oh,
at Hungary.
I need to go around everybody.
What?
Is
Because
someone
I'm
trying
a
to
lap
lap?
down.
Oh,
Oh,
he's trying to lap himself.
Is it telling everybody to let him through?
Yeah, wait. Oh? Yeah, I don't even know.
If the game is not telling you to pass the safety car.
It was, and then it just
Okay.
stopped. I'm so lost.
Oh.
Now it says stay behind Foursquare.
Just do that.
Wow.
Emerson, I like how Emerson's car is still parked.
All these safety cars, nobody's ran out to get the car.
I know. Terrible marshalling.
Terrible
Taking back-
marshals. But we're
Yeah,
working
I'm not
5 laps to
lapping
go.
myself. It's alright.
We're at least going green with 4 laps to go, possibly, if the safety car goes in this lap. And of the top 3, none of them have won an EWRL race. 2 of them, they're making their first ever EWRL F1 race.
And I haven't got my first podium.
So Pillar's right now leading. He doesn't even have a mic. We can't even get an interview with him should he go on to claim the top spot on the podium. How about Manythings with a damaged front wing, but he will be all over that Ferrari sat in front of him. Hector, who practiced all week, right now in 3rd. I said he better get a podium, and now he's on the podium with coming to 4 laps to go. Foursquare, very consistent all around the schedule, and right now in 4th, he could have a go, but he does have the oldest tires of the top 6. How about Rollo, who was the race leader, right now at 5th. We will go another lap under the safety car. Rollo, who's going to restart in 5th, but he has fresh, soft tires. He has 5 cars to overtake. I'm sorry. Yeah. 5 cars to overtake. What? The safety car's in the pit lane? We're going green this lap. And green flag back in here. We're racing once again. The Ferrari. Pillars gets an amazing jump. Manythings trying to close the gap. Here comes Rollo. A huge run on the lap racing point.
Caution, caution.
Marco looking to go on by as well. Marco dive into turn number 1. And now Zesty looking on Manythings for 2nd. Side by side into turn 3. Manythings. A lack of downforce on that front end. Side by side with the racing point. Hector goes to 2nd.
There's 4 laps.
How about Foursquare? Right now, 4 trying to hold off Rollo. Rollo, a dive to the inside of Foursquare. Those are fresh, soft tires. We expected that. And now Rollo looking to get the spot on Manythings. Markle up to 5th. Coming around to 3 laps remaining in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Rollo all over the gearbox of the McLaren. Oh, he drives it in around as the Renault, sliding wide. Oh, and back into traffic, collects the octane.
Caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the
Oh my
delta.
god, and
We need to
another
keep it
safety
positive
car. The
to
race is
avoid a
going to
penalty.
end under safety
Slow
car.
down. Maintain positive delta.
He just obliterated Octane.
Oh man.
Dude,
Oh,
I can get unlapped this. I wanna
looks like I'm gonna be Red Bull's sole point scorer.
And Pillars might have just won this Grand Prix.
Damn it. I was really hoping I could get unlapped.
Crazy lazy's already behind. If Marco overtakes me on the last lap with the go green, I swear I'm gonna be so mad.
Yes, there is.
Aw, man.
Whoa!
Oh, the Renault just came out of nowhere.
Why are we playing bumper cars?
Because they're trying to play bumper cars.
Hey man, this is a theme park.
Yeah, I can tell.
Feels like it.
But Hector might have had a go at the Ferrari.
Fuck.
Why are we checking up?
Because I don't know. They're checking up, so I have to check up.
The pace is slowing up at the front, so then it follows down to the end.
If you feel like you've gotten a wrong penalty, save your clip and the stewards will review it post-race. Oh, the safety car's going in this lap! We're gonna get another restart with 2 laps to go!
They're checking up so much.
How about a NASCAR-style green-white checker? And now the whole queue, there's a lot of damage going on through the rest of the grid. Everybody checking up. Getting ready to go back to racing once again. Hector all over the Ferrari, trying to keep the car under control. He loses control. He's going wide. Hector going for the race lead and ultimately the race with 2 laps to go at the Hungaroring.
Back up to racing speed.
And now that's many things making it 3 wide. Trying to get up to second. Marco's trying to get up there. Hector's gone all the way back. Many things desperately wants a podium, but Marco on severely fresher tires all over the gearbox of Many Things. Interim teammates for today. Many Things a huge block.
Got a lap car.
Troy up into the 4th position. How about Hector falling back to 5th? What can he do to get back up there on 10 lap-old mediums?
Seriously.
And Stevens put it into the gravel trap, trying to let the faster drivers by. Pillars is driving away. Many Things is holding up Markle.
Oh, my controller went turn. I need the controller. Ooh.
And now Markle looks to the inside of Many Things. Many Things another huge defensive move, trying to hold on. And now Troy looking for a podium. Oh, and Hector trying to get to the inside of the Mercedes. There was no room down there. Troy all over the gearbox of Markle. Markle desperately trying to find a way around Many Things. Last lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and Pillars is driving away with the severely wounded McLaren in 2nd. Now Markle gets to the outside. Many Things onto the curbing. And Markle's going to go for 2nd. And he's clear. Many Things trying to have a go. Markle playing the defensive, and Many Things is going to try to take them both out. Many Things goes around. He'll lose the podium. Trying to, however, now Pro in 3rd, looking for 2nd. This all goes on 2.3 seconds behind the Ferrari of Pillars. Oh, Troy's losing it, trying to keep the car under control. Many Things still has a chance at the podium. Troy all over the gearbox of Markle. This is 2.7 seconds behind Pillars. They both go wide.
God damn it. Oh no.
.7 seconds behind this red Ferrari coming off in the final corner. Pillars is gonna win the Hungarian Grand Prix in his first Ewrl F1 start. Troy gets to 2nd. Many Things 3rd. Hector 4th. Marco must have had a penalty. He's back to 5th. if he needs to appeal that penalty.
That was the most intense race.
Dan to
of my life.
6th. Foursquare finishes 7th. Volcanic 8th.
Oh my lord.
Jesus. Wow.
That's a long race.
Why did I try and be a dumbass and stay on wets? I'll never know.
Wow, what a Grand Prix. Here's our podium celebration.
Yes, it is.
It is Pillars,
No.
Troy, and I believe many things. What a wild Grand Prix.
Why didn't you ask him? He's in the next room.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. We might have to take a wild look at this. A lot of unserved penalties. Were these all from the safety car?
I was just say. Yeah.
That is wild. Okay, take a look at the finishing results. And the official results are not entirely intact, but what we do know is Pillars did win the Grand Prix, and he doesn't have a mic to do an interview. My... Is that Pillars?
Look this way.
That's Pillars, huh? Wow. He did get a mic.
Thought he said he wasn't gonna get one until Tuesday.
All right. Do you know how to share? Do you know how to share your party audio? All right. So go ahead and go to the party screen.
Good race, guys. Good race.
Go to the party settings,
That was intense.
and then allow your voice to be shared. You can allow just for this party, if you want.